Steven Walter Tuomi was born on December 19, 1962 in Ontonagon, Michigan, in USA. He was one of 6 children of Walter and Catherine K. Tuomi, who got married in 1959. Steve had younger brother Darren and 4 sisters, Dawn, Laura, Gail, and Melanie. At some point of their life, Kay and Walt divorced, and a few years later remarried to other people with whom they spent happily the rest of their lives. Steve was raised in Ontonagon, Michigan, and he graduated from Ontonagon Area High School in 1981. He worked as a short-order cook or as a server in a Milwaukee restaurant and was described as a friendly and quite average young man. He was known for being sympathetic and making friends with others very quickly. He was described as a vigorous and joyful person who seemed to love life and was consistently willing to help others. He was also very artistic. One of his classmates, Priscilla Marley Chinoweth, said, "I was in art class with him and he made a beautiful lead-stained glass lamp that I can still remember." On November 20, 1987, Friday, Steven was hanging out at a bar in West Allis, Wisconsin, when he met Jeffrey Dahmer. After spending some time at the bar, they decided to spend the night in a room at the Ambassador Hotel in Milwaukee. After his arrest, Dahmer stated that he had no plans to take Steven's life. When he woke up the next day, he found Steve beaten and dead, so he disposed of his body. He confessed to investigators that he couldn't believe it had happened. Steve's family was making vain attempts to find him on their own. None of Steve's clothes were missing. He also left several paychecks from his work, so a voluntary escape was ruled out. The family's attempts didn't succeed, so in December, 3 months after he was last seen, Steve's disappearance was finally reported to the police. Steve's father, Walter, claimed Milwaukee police said they couldn't help because there were no signs of foul play. Unfortunately, Steve disappeared without a trace. 4 years later, in 1991, police caught serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, who confessed to killing Steve, but was never formally charged for murdering him, because his remains were never discovered. Steve Tuomi died at the age of 24. His body was never found, but his grave is at Holy Family Catholic Cemetery in Ontonagon in Michigan. Steve's mom died in 2016 at the age of 77, and is buried at the same cemetery as her son. His dad Walter died in 2020 at the age of 86 and is buried with his wife Nancy at Riverside Cemetery in Michigan. His younger brother Darren suddenly passed away in 2018 in the car crash, having only 48 years old. If Steve was alive, he would be 61 today.